I know you're somewhere, somewhere. I'm trapped in.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Lines and Tarot. Today I'm going to be showing you my new deck collection. So starting off with, we're going to start with the Tarot Mucha. So the thing is, I'm going to go through all of my new tarot decks that I've gotten since January. And basically, I want you guys to tell me which one is your favorites. I'll also be going through which ones I think is sort of user friendly for people who are new to tarot. So yeah, just tune in if you're interested in doing tarot, if you're interested in tarot decks, or if you just think they look pretty. Okay, we're gonna start off with the Tarot Mucha. This is honestly one of my favorites so far. I haven't used it much, but aesthetically, we're only gonna go through the majors. um, it's very aesthetically pleasing to me. Um, Now, if I were to rate these, like if I were to rate these cards, I'm gonna hold some of them up for you up close. She's probably honestly the darkest person you kind of will find in this deck. Okay, but this deck is very up there near her. This deck is very beautiful. This is a very beautiful deck. Um, this is sort of average. It's not something that is completely hard to work with, but if you are unfamiliar with tarot, I would not suggest for anyone to start off with it. I wouldn't suggest anyone to start off with it. Sorry. So let's go ahead and move on to the second one because I'm only wanting to go through a few of these at a time and make this really quick. So the next one I got, and this is a bright deck, of course. The next one I got is a darker deck, and you guys know how I like dark decks, those of you who have been with me for a while. So this is the Haunted Tarot of the Haunted House. I wanted to sort of, come on, focus. Okay, so it won't focus, but Tarot of the Haunted House, you guys can see that well enough. This is the back. You can see it clearer down here than you see up there, so I'll just leave it down there. Front. And so going through some of the cards, let me know how you guys feel about this one. Let me move them up a bit so. You can't see these at the bottom. But so for some of the cards, if you can see them here, they're very grown. Um, they're very interesting and kind of shocking cards. You know, they definitely kind of hit you hard. Of course, this deck has no diversity in it. You'll see monsters and everything, but if you're someone of color, you can't really expect, you won't, it's no point in expecting to see anyone that particularly looks like you in this deck. And that means especially if you have browner skin. Um, the card, the on deck, nevertheless, is beautiful. I would give this a 4 out of 5 stars. The 1 star is deducted because of lack of people of color. But I love the fact that it's borderless. Uh, it's just honestly completely stunning. I don't have the box for this one. I don't know what I did with it. I may have thrown it away. But this is called, I believe, Tarot of the Magical Forest, or the Magical Forest Tarot. So it's kind of like cute little animals, but at the same time, it kind of has its own darkness to it. And I hope you guys can see Of course, I'm going to hold up some cards for you. Okay. Wheel of Fortune. All right. So basically, it looks like this. Very like it's been done by color pencil. But the images are still striking nonetheless. Okay. This deck it honestly shuffles like a dream. I haven't used it too many times, but I really want to be fond of it. I like it so far, but I haven't gotten a chance to use it enough to actually say that it is one of my favorites. But I really do like it. Okay, so moving on. This is an interest. By the way, that one is cute for beginners, but it's so. If it's probably like intermediate for people who are beginning tarot. This is the Sassoli. I'm sorry, the Nicoletta Sassoli tarot. This is definitely not beginner friendly. I can barely even use this. I don't know why I was drawn to this deck. I still don't really understand it. Um, Besides knowing what the actual cards mean by actual just definition, I cannot necessarily read these cards. Um, Not yet, at least. I'm definitely going to need more time. More time using these. So this is what this looks like. Uh, the images are quite striking once again. Um, Very interesting. This is one of those decks that if you get, you will not be able to just tell by the pictures, what they are. You will not be able to tell. Okay. Uh, Alrighty. So this deck, I don't know, it's very unique to me. It's very vintage. For style reasons, I'll give it a 4. It's very thin, but it shuffles well. It's still sturdy. So I'm gonna give that one a 4 out of 5 stars. I'm gonna give my magical the forest tarot 4 out of 5. Okay, and now I'm gonna move on to so we're on to some more of my faves. This one is a new deck as well that I brought. Well, they're all new. But this deck right here, I can't pronounce this, but I'm going to try the Ostara Tarot. Um, this is a beautiful deck. You guys have seen me draw cards from this in the Valentine's Day reading. This is the kind of box that it comes in. This is the book. Very nice. The other ones did not have, I didn't really bring out the box or books because it wasn't anything fancy. It was just basically a little white book. Okay. Oh, before I actually go ahead and lay these out, I should lay them upside down for you guys to see properly. I want you to notice the sides. The sides are edged with silver and they are beautiful. This deck is definitely a 5 out of 5 because not only is the edging beautiful, but it is actually a very diverse deck. Okay. You'll see more browner skin tones coming up. Some possibly Asian representation. I just want to, okay. Again, more browner skin tones that will appear. Native American. Hold on. Black. This is the strength of the sun card. So it's a very beautiful deck, very diverse. It is also one that I would say is more complicated to read. I would not suggest this deck for beginners, but I would suggest anyone that likes aesthetically pleasing cards or if you just collect cards. Okay, this is 5 out of 5. Okay. Um, this is okay. So now I'm gonna move on to my black. This is the deck I call my Blackpink deck because it just makes me think of Blackpink. This is Mystic Mondays Tarot. This is a tarot deck that I would suggest for beginners. Um, because it's the imagery is kind of simple, but it's very beautiful. It's very, to me, it's very friendly. Okay, let me put it so you guys can see it. So you can see some of the cards. Okay, the Chariot. Um, Diversity wise, I don't believe I like this card. I don't believe that there's many diverse characters in there. Sorry, I'm just bringing out my favorites right now. I don't believe that there's any. I haven't used this deck too much, but I don't think there's any diverse characters in here. I believe there's maybe one Muslim person or someone who wears a hijab located in the deck somewhere. But that's about as far as that goes in my limited experience with the deck. But I believe that's about as far as it goes. Um, this is another deck that is beautifully gilded. This is what it looks like when it's together. Okay. It's like a sort of rainbow reflective light that comes on the side. So this is a deck that I would suggest to beginners simply because the images are friendly and interesting to look at. Um, and yeah, so we're gonna move on to. Oh my God, I actually ran through this pretty quickly. So we're gonna move on to the top deck that I think is very beginner friendly. This deck is the one that my youngest sister chose. She calls it her deck. This is the deck that I use to do my scandal readings, and it is called the beautiful. It's called the Beautiful Creatures Tarot. This is it. This is what it looks like. And so open when you open it, it kind of looks like this on the inside. The deck is split up into two. The book itself is stunning. The pictures, in the book quality is stunning. It's just all around a stunning piece of work. It really is. Um, and so getting down to the cards, let's go ahead and start us off. This is what the art for it looks like. Okay. It's definitely sort of like weird little creepy dolls. And you guys know I like creepy. I'm actually not a fan of dolls at all, but this also does have some diversity in it. This is a very good deck for beginners because with this you have keywords at the bottom, and this is very, very important for beginners who are in the process of learning the tarot. Okay, this is very good. So I would advise, honestly, any of any works. I believe most works by J.R. Rivera. What is the name of this person who does this? Jasmine Beckett Griffin. any works by her, I believe, have keywords, or at least there are a lot of decks by her that have them. So if you find any work with art like this and it has Jasmine Beckett Griffith, you'll probably see some decks that have keywords at the bottom, and it makes it very, very easy for you to read it and just kind of like really, really out of the box read it. Okay. So, and that will have you on your way to learning tarot. I have two more. And basically, this is one that my sister got me. It is not an actual full tarot deck. It is actually just basically the major arcana. And she got it because she thought it was very cute. I'm going to attempt to try to use it. It's actually not my style, but I'm going to attempt to try to use it for her. She got it from Korea. Okay. So I'm going to attempt to try to use it. I'm also going to try to timestamp the video with basically all of the decks that I go through. This is a major arcana only deck. I do think decks like this are also very easy to learn because it's only, I believe, 21 cards for you to try to sort of go through and basically learn the base definitions of. So any major arcana deck is also a good deck to start off with. You can do full readings with just the majors as well. And last but not least, an oracle deck. Okay, this is called Dark Mirror. It's called Dark Mirror. Can't speak now. Oracle cards. I recommend this deck for anybody that wants to do work on themselves. I recommend this deck so much. Like, okay, so these are what the cards look like. They're very dark. So if you're not interested in that, it's like this one, the keywords, envious gluttony, um, gilded regret, atonement, triumph of lies, okay? Forgetting oneself. These cards really, really hit home. So if you're going through a dark time and you're truly trying to sort of find your way out or really know yourself, using this deck is it's amazing. This deck, honestly, for me is definitely 5 out of 5. Diversity, I didn't even notice if there was any. This is probably the closest we'll get to one, and I don't know if she's even darker skinned. I think she's just purple. Yeah, but there's no colorless angel wants to fly out. But yeah, there's no diversity, at least, yeah, not that I can see. Past that, the messages are so deep and cutting that I would really truly recommend anybody who wants to start doing any work on themselves to purchase this deck. This deck is by Laura Sava. Wonderful deck. Absolutely wonderful. And that's pretty much all I have to say, you guys. Let me know which deck is your favorite, which one you would like to see me read more of. For anybody who even cares or even got this far, congratulations. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell so you can get notified anytime I upload a video. And yeah, bye.